Good morning, students. Welcome to chemistry class. This is Vivian Razu presenting the today's lesson. Today's topic is the discussion of worksheet 10 in periodic table. Let us go to the worksheet. The questions given in this worksheet are level 1 questions. The first few questions are multiple choice questions with single correct option. The first question is atomic radius depends upon dash. The options given are nuclear charge, number of orbits, shielding effect. You know that as the charge of the nucleus increases, the size of the atom decreases. As the number of orbits increase, the size of the atom increases. As the shielding effect increases, the effective nuclear charge decreases. As a result, the size of the atom increases. So atomic radius depends on all the three factors. So all the above is the right option here. Fourth option is the right option. Second question. Van der Waals radius is used for, the options given are molecular substances in the gaseous state only, molecular substances in liquid state only, molecular substances in solid state only, molecular substances in any state. The van der Waals radius is defined as of the distance between the two atoms in neighboring molecules which are very close to each other. The neighboring molecules are very close to each other only in the solid state. Because of that, third option is the right option. So van der Waals radius is used for molecular substances in the solid state only. The distance between the neighboring molecules is to be measured in order to calculate the van der Waals radius only in the solid state. In the solid state, the molecules are closely packed, that is the distance between the molecules is minimum. So third option is the right option here. Next, third question. The covalent and van der Waals radii of chlorine respectively are, actually you need not by heart the van der Waals and covalent radii of any element. Here you need to compare the values. You know that the van der Waals radius is more than that of covalent radius. Here covalent radius is given first, van der Waals radius is given later. So in the first case, the first one, that is 1.80 angstrom units, the second one is 0.99 angstrom units. Van der Waals radius is always greater than covalent radius. So second one should be greater than the first one. In the first option, first value is greater than second option. So this is not the right option. In the second option, the second value is greater than the first value. So this will be the right option. Covalent radius is less than the van der Waals radius. So second option is the right option. What are given in third and fourth options? 1.80 angstrom units and 1.80 angstrom units both are equal. In the fourth option also 0.99 angstrom units and 0.99 angstrom units both are equal. So the only option in which the first value is lower than that of the second value is the second option. So second option will be the right option, as van der Waals radius is always greater than the covalent radius. Next, fourth question. The atomic radii of two elements X and Y are 0.72 angstrom units and 1.6 angstrom units. Then the elements X and Y are, here the elements are X and Y. The radii of those elements are 0.72 angstrom units and 1.6 angstrom units. The radius of the second element is very high compared to the radius of the first element X. So this is possible only when the second one is the van der Waals radius and first one is the covalent radius. You know that the radii of inert gases are measured in terms of van der Waals radii and halogens are measured in terms of covalent radii. So here the correct option is fluorine and neon. Fluorine is the halogen and neon is the inert gas. So first option is the right option. Here, second option, neon and fluorine will not be right. The radius of neon is greater than the radius of fluorine, as the radii of inert gases are measured in terms of van der Waals radii. Lithium and beryllium. Lithium's atomic number is 3, beryllium's atomic number is 4. When we move from left to right in the period, the atomic radius decreases. So second value should be less than the first value. So this is not right. Here also iron and Fe2 plus. Fe2 plus ion is shorter in size compared to Fe. So the second value should be less than the first value, but this order is in the reverse order. So the only possible value is fluorine and neon, that is first option is the right option. Next, fifth question. Compared to the parent atom, the size of its anion is larger. It is because dash. The size of the anion is greater than its parent atom. We already discussed this. When an atom gains an electron, its effective nuclear charge decreases. If effective nuclear charge decreases, electron cloud spreads through a larger volume. Because of that, the size increases. So what are the options given here? Effective nuclear charge change per electron is less in anion. The poor screening effect of electronic shells. This is not right. If the number of electrons increase, the screening effect increases. The effective nuclear charge is more in anion. If effective nuclear charge is more, the size decreases, not increased. So third option is also not the right option. The greater penetration power of electrons is also not the right option. Here the reason is effective nuclear charge per electron is less in anion. So first option is the right option. Next, sixth question. Very slight decreases in atomic radius occurs in transition series when compared with that in representative series. This is due to in the transition elements or in the representative elements. When we move from left to right in a period, the size of the atom gradually decreases. But the decrease in size is more in representative elements when compared to transition elements. The size decreases, no doubt, but the decrease in size is very less in the case of transition elements. The reason is, in the transition elements, the differentiating electrons enter in the inner shell, that is the penultimate shell. That means it causes more screening effect. Because of that, the effective nuclear charge will almost be the same. That means the increase in the nuclear charge is almost counterbalanced by the screening effect. Because of that, the small decrease in the size of the atom is observed in the case of transition elements when compared to the representative elements. So here, what is the reason? The shielding effect is the reason. First one is the correct option. Next, seventh question. In comparison to the parent atom, the size of the cation is smaller but anion is larger. When an atom gets converted into cation, the effective nuclear charge increases. As a result, the size of the cation is smaller than the parent atom, and the size of the anion is larger than the parent atom because of the decrease in the effective nuclear charge. So first option is the right option. Cation is smaller than the parent atom and anion is larger than the parent atom. So first option is the right option. Which of the following has a larger size? Magnesium 2 plus ion, rubidium plus ion, lithium plus ion, and Na plus ion. Magnesium, rubidium, lithium, sodium. Among these, you can observe that lithium, sodium, and potassium belong to the same group. Lithium, sodium, and potassium, rubidium. Lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium belong to same group. Here potassium is not given, magnesium is given. Magnesium lies beside sodium in the periodic table. The lithium ion one possesses 1 unit of positive charge. Sodium is also unipositive ion. Rubidium is also unipositive ion. Li plus, Na plus, Rb plus. You know that when we move from top to bottom in a group, the atomic radii and ionic radii increase. So the lithium has the least size here. Okay. The lithium has the least size. When we move from left to right, the size of the ion gradually decreases. Here the ion is Mg2 plus. The Mg2 plus ion is smaller than magnesium atom. Magnesium atom is smaller than sodium atom. Magnesium ion is smaller than sodium ion. Rubidium ion is larger than sodium ion. So rubidium plus Rb plus ion is the largest ion, that is which has the largest size. So second option is the right option. Next, ninth question. Which of the following statements are correct? We need to identify the correct statement. Atomic size decreases down a group. You know that the size of the atom increases when we move from top to bottom in a group. So this statement is wrong. A radius of cation is more than that of the atom. This is also wrong. A radius of cation is always smaller than the radius of the parent atom. The reason is, when an atom changes to a cation, the effective nuclear charge increases. As a result, the size of the atom decreases. So radius of cation is smaller than the atom. So second statement is wrong. Atomic size decreases along a period. When we move from left to right in a period, the size of the atom decreases. When we move from left to right in a period, the atomic number increases, that is nuclear charge increases, but electron enters in the same shell, that is more or less at the same distance. That means the screening effect doesn't nullify the effect of increased nuclear charge. As a result, size of the atom decreases when we move from left to right in the period. So third option is the right option. Next, fourth one is radius of anion is less than that of atom. This is also wrong. Radius of anion is more than that of atom. So the only correct option is the third option in the ninth question. Next, 10th question. In a period, the element with the largest atomic volume belongs to dash. When we move from left to right in a period, the atomic volume, that is atomic size, gradually decreases. Except if you consider only covalent radii or crystal radii, the first group elements, that is group 1 elements, have the highest atomic volume. But the group 18 elements, the last group elements, also have the highest volume, because the volume measured here is the van der Waals radius. The radius measured in the case of 18th group elements is van der Waals radius. If you are not considering the van der Waals radius, the first group element has highest volume. So the first option is the right option here. Next, 11th question. The largest atom among the following is dash. What are the atoms given? Sodium, silicon, potassium, calcium. Here sodium and potassium belong to the same group. Sodium, potassium belong to the same group, and sodium belongs to first group, silicon belongs to 14th group, but silicon is also present in the same period as sodium lies, so silicon will be here. in the 14th group. Sodium is in the first group. What is the other element? Calcium. Calcium is in the second group. Okay. When we move from top to bottom, sodium to calcium, the size increases. So size of potassium is greater than sodium. In the third period, when we move from sodium to silicon, the size of the atom gradually decreases. So silicon is smaller in size compared to sodium. Silicon is smaller than sodium. Calcium is smaller than potassium. Potassium is bigger than sodium. So what is the order? Potassium greater than, calcium greater than, sodium greater than silicon. This is the order. So the biggest atom is the potassium atom. Potassium is the biggest atom. So third option is the right option. Next, 12th question. In each period, the element with the least ionization energy belongs to least ionization energy. What is meant by ionization energy? The minimum amount of energy required to remove the electron from a neutral gaseous isolated atom is the ionization energy. The first group elements have the least ionization energy values. As there is only one electron in the valence shell, they have high tendency of losing electrons. So the ionization energy of first group elements are least. So option 1 is the right option. 13th question. In 17th group, the element with the highest first ionization energy belongs to dash period. What are the elements in group 17? Fluorine, chlorine, bromine, and iodine and astatine. Fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine and astatine are the elements in group 17. The element with the highest first ionization energy belongs to dash. Fluorine belongs to second period. There is no element in the first period in 17th group. The first halogen belongs to second period only. So fluorine has the highest ionization energy. So fluorine belongs to second period. So in 17th group, the element with the highest first ionization energy belongs to second period only. What is meant by first ionization energy? The minimum amount of energy required to remove an electron from a gaseous neutral isolated atom. Because of the smaller size of fluorine, the force of attraction of nucleus on the outer electron is more. Because of that, it is not easy to remove the electron from fluorine atom. So it has the highest ionization energy. Next, 14th question. The first ionization energy in electron volts of nitrogen and oxygen atoms are respectively given by dash. Actually, we don't know the values of ionization energies of nitrogen and oxygen atoms. Nitrogen and oxygen belong to the same period. Atomic number of nitrogen is 7. Atomic number of oxygen is 8. Nitrogen comes before oxygen in the period. When we move from left to right, the ionization energy gradually increases. When we move from left to right, ionization energy gradually increases. So according to this rule, oxygen atom should have the highest ionization energy compared to nitrogen. But because of the half-filled orbitals present in nitrogen, because of the half-filled orbitals present in nitrogen atom, in the nitrogen atom, the 2p orbitals are half-filled. The elements with the half-filled orbitals and completely filled orbitals possess greater stability. Because of that, removal of electron from nitrogen is more difficult than the removal of electron from oxygen, though the effective nuclear charge of oxygen is more than that of nitrogen. So which element has the highest ionization energy here? Nitrogen has the highest ionization energy. In the given options, which option has the highest first value? In the first option only, the first value is higher than the second value. So first option is the right option here. Next, 15th question. The ionization energy of nitrogen is more than that of oxygen because nitrogen has half-filled orbitals. We just discussed this one. Because of the presence of half-filled orbitals in nitrogen like this, in the valence shell of nitrogen, the electrons are like this. Half-filled orbitals are there. Whereas in oxygen, 6 electrons are there in the valence shell. These 6 electrons will be arranged like this. According to Hund's rule, 1 electron each in this. The next electron is paired up with the first electron, one of these electrons. This is incompletely filled orbitals. Oxygen has half-filled orbitals. Half-filled orbitals give stability to nitrogen. Because of that, ionization energy of nitrogen is more than that of oxygen. Next, which of the following configurations is associated with the biggest jump between second and third ionization energy? Which of the following configurations is associated with the biggest jump between second and third ionization energy? That means there is a biggest jump between second and third ionization energies means after the loss of second electron, the removal of third electron is very difficult. That means after the loss of second electron, the atom should have the inert gas configuration. That means there should be 8 electrons after the loss of second electron. So there should be 2 electrons in the valence shell. In which case there are 2 electrons in the valence shell? In the third case there are 2 electrons in the valence shell. In the third case, what is this element? 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2 electronic configuration. This element is magnesium. This is magnesium. 1s2, 2s2, 2p6. 10 electrons plus 2 electrons, 12 electrons. Magnesium. Magnesium, by applying IE1, changes to Mg plus. Mg plus, by applying IE2, second ionization energy changes to Mg2 plus. Mg2 plus, the electron arrangement is 2, 8. So there are 8 electrons in the valence shell of Mg plus. Because of that, the removal of one more electron from the atom possessing 8 electrons in the valence shell is very difficult. That means third ionization energy is very high when compared to the second ionization energy. So there will be a biggest jump between second ionization energy and third ionization energy. So the correct option is the third option. Next, 17th question. With which one of the following configurations the lowest value of first ionization energy is associated? The lowest value of first ionization energy. That means the atom should have minimum number of electrons in the valence shell. The minimum number of valence shell among these is 1, that is 3s1 configuration. So this element possesses the lowest value of ionization energy. Element with configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1, that is sodium. Okay. Next. Which of the following statements is not correct? First option is the element with highest ionization energy belongs to group 18th. This is right. Group 18 elements are the inert gases. The inert gases have high stability. Because of that, removal of electron from the stable atoms is very difficult. So they possess the highest value of ionization energies. In each period, the element with the lowest ionization energy belongs to group 1. This is also right. In each period, the element with the highest ionization energy is a noble gas. This is right. Noble gases and inert gases are same. In the second period, as we move from left to right, ionization energy increases regularly. In the second period, as we move from left to right, ionization energy increases regularly. Ionization energy increases in general, but there is no regularity. There are some deviations in the second period. What are the elements in the second period? The elements in the second period are lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, and neon. We observe there is an increase in the ionization energies like this. When we move from lithium to neon, ionization energies increase like this, but beryllium possesses higher ionization energy than expected. Instead of moving this, instead of following this path, the ionization energy of beryllium is higher than this. Beryllium's ionization energy will be higher, and again at a boron the ionization energy decreases, and again at carbon ionization energy increases, and at nitrogen there is an abnormal increase in the ionization energy. The ionization energy of nitrogen is more than the ionization energy of oxygen, like this, and neon's ionization energy is more. Instead of following this regular trend, the ionization energy varies in this zigzag manner, like this. So there is no regularity in the increasing order of the ionization energy in the second period. So the statement which is not correct is the fourth option, the fourth statement, that is fourth option is the right option for this 18th question. Next few questions are multiple choice questions with one or more correct options. Atomic radius is expressed in nanometers, angstrom units and picometers, so not in inches. Nanometers, 1 nanometer is equal to 10 to the power of minus 9 meters. 1 angstrom unit is equal to 10 to the power of minus 10 meters. And 1 picometer is equal to 10 to the power of minus 12 meters. The atomic radii and ionic radii are very, very small. They are expressed either in nanometers or angstrom units or picometers only. So here the correct options are first option, second option and fourth option. Next, 20th question. Which of the following are correct for consequences of lanthanide contraction? A lanthanide contraction. You know that the decrease in the size of the atom in transition elements is less, whereas the decrease in size is very high because of the low shielding effect of the lanthanides. That effect is known as a lanthanide contraction. The consequences of lanthanide contraction are atomic sizes of 4D and 5D transition elements become almost equal, due to which their properties are very close. The 4D series elements and 5D series elements almost equal in size due to lanthanide contraction. So this is the right option, one of the right options. Zirconium and hafnium have similar properties due to lanthanide contraction. This is also right. The crystal structure and other properties of lanthanides are very similar. This is because of the similar size. Separation of lanthanides is not easy from their mixture because of the similar physical and chemical properties. So this is also right. So the correct options are 1, 2, 3, 4. That all of these are the consequences of lanthanide contraction only. Next, 21st question. In groups from top to bottom, ionization potential decreases due to increase in the atomic size. When we move from top to bottom, atomic size increases, the nuclear charge also increases, but increase in size outweighs the effect of increase in nuclear charge. The correct option is increase in atomic size. It is one of the options. Next, increase in the screening effect in inner electrons. This is also one of the reasons. If the screening effect increases, effective nuclear charge decreases, because of that size increases. Decrease in the screening of inner electrons is not right. So here the correct options are 1 and 2. Next question is a statement type question. The first statement is half of the internuclear distance between the adjacent atoms of a solid metallic crystal is called crystal radius. Statement is true. The effect of increase in the number of orbits in an atom increases. We can write this as shells. The effect of increase in the number of shells in an atom increases the atomic size. If the number of shells increases, the size of the atom increases. If the number of shells increases, the inner electrons also increase. That is, shielding effect also increases. So it causes the increase in size. So this is also true. But this is not the reason for the first statement. So here the second option is the right option. Both the statements are true, but second statement is not the correct explanation of the first statement. So second option is right. Next, 23rd question. Statement 1. The decreasing order of a radii is anion greater than atom greater than cation. That is I minus greater than I plus, or H minus greater than H plus. This is true. Second statement. When a neutral atom gains one or more electrons, the negative ion called anion is formed. This is also true. This is not the reason for the first one. So second statement is the right statement here. Both the statements are true, and statement 2 is not the correct explanation of the statement 1. Next, 24th question is also a statement type question. When a neutral atom loses one or more electrons, a positive ion called cation is formed. This is also true. Among the cation, as the positive charge increases, ionic radius decreases. As the positive charge increases, the effect of nucleus on the electron increases. As a result, ionic radius decreases. This is also true. But this is not the correct explanation of the first statement. So here also both the statements are true, and statement 2 is not the correct explanation of statement 1. So second option is right option for 24th question also. Next, 25th question. Statement 1. Second ionization enthalpy or ionization energy will be higher than the first ionization enthalpy. This is true. What is second ionization enthalpy? The minimum amount of energy required to remove an electron from a unipositive gaseous ion is said to be the second ionization enthalpy. The first ionization energy or first ionization enthalpy is the amount of energy required to remove an electron from a neutral gaseous atom. If the first electron is removed, the effective nuclear charge increases. As a result, we need to supply more amount of energy than the first electron, than to remove the first electron. So second ionization enthalpy is higher than the first ionization enthalpy. So statement 1 is true. Ionization enthalpy is a quantitative measure of tendency of an element to lose an electron. It is a quantitative measure of the tendency of an element to lose electron. If an element has a more tendency of losing electron, its ionization enthalpy value is small. So it is a quantitative measure. So statement 2 is also a right statement. As the tendency of losing electron decreases after the removal of first electron, the tendency of losing electron will be less for the unipositive ion. So second ionization energy is more than the first ionization energy. So the second statement is giving correct explanation to the first statement. So the first option, that is both the statements are true, and statement 2 is the correct explanation of statement 1 is the right option. That is first option is the right option. Next, 26th question is also a statement type question. Statement 1. Penetration power of different orbitals is in the order of S greater than P greater than D greater than F. This is true. Second statement is order of screening power of orbitals S greater than P greater than D greater than F is also true. As the penetration power is more, the order of screening effect is more. First statement is explaining the second statement, but second statement is not the correct explanation of the first statement here. If these two statements are reversed, then option 1 will be the right option. But now option 2 is not explaining the statement 2 is not explaining the statement 1. So second option will be the right option here. Next, comprehension type questions. Paragraph 1. In atoms, the electron cloud around the nucleus extends to infinity. The distance between the center of the nucleus and electron cloud of outermost energy level is called atomic radius. The atomic radius cannot be determined directly but measured from the internuclear distance of the combined atoms using X-ray diffraction techniques. So this is the definition of atomic radius. We already discussed that as the electron cloud extends in the region around the nucleus and the electron doesn't lie at the same distance at all the instants, it is not possible to measure the distance between the nucleus and the electron, but it is measured indirectly from X-ray diffraction techniques. Let us answer some questions based on this paragraph. Atomic radius is measured by X-ray diffraction techniques. It is directly given, so second option is the right option. 28th question, the atomic radii in case of inert gases is, in the case of inert gases, we consider van der Waals radius is the atomic radius, so third option is the right option. The inert gases do not form either the covalent bonds or the ionic bonds, so van der Waals radii are considered for considering the radii of inert gases. So third option is the right option. 29th question. Atomic radii in the case of metals is crystal radii. So fourth option is the right option. In the case of non-metals, either the covalent radii or van der Waals radii are used, but in the case of metals, crystal radius is considered as the atomic radius. As the metallic atoms are bonded together in the crystal lattice in metals. Next, paragraph 2. In lanthanides, that is cerium to lutetium, the atomic and ionic radii decreases steadily. This steady decrease in the atomic and ionic radii is known as lanthanide contraction. The contraction is due to the fact that f orbitals are not capable of providing effective shielding for the valence electrons from the nuclear attraction. When we move from left to right in the lanthanides, the atomic number increases by 1 unit, but the electrons in the f orbitals are more diffused. Because of that, the shielding effect of f electrons is less, so the increased atomic charge is not nullified or neutralized by the electrons present in the f orbitals. As a result, we observe a steady decrease in the atomic size in the lanthanides, and this is known as a lanthanide contraction. The question is, a lanthanide contraction is due to less effective shielding by 4f orbitals. Due to less effective shielding by 4f orbitals. Third option is the right option. 31st question, the decreasing order of the size is dash. Hydrogen atom, proton, hydride ion. Hydrogen atom means H, proton means H plus, and hydride ion is H minus. The decreasing order of the size, we know that anion is bigger than neutral atom, which is bigger than cation. So the order should be H minus greater than H greater than H plus. This should be the order. That is, hydride ion is greater than hydrogen atom, which is greater than proton. Proton is H plus. So third option is the right option here. Next, 32nd question. Which of the following sets of elements would have nearly the same atomic radii? Which of the following sets of elements would have nearly the same atomic radii? Sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium. When we move from top to bottom in a group, atomic radii increases. Sodium, magnesium, aluminum, silicon. When we move from left to right in the period, the atomic radii decreases. Iron, cobalt, nickel and copper. These are also belonging to the same period. These elements are also belonging to the same period, but these are the transition elements. In the transition elements, the decrease in size is less when compared to the representative elements or normal elements. So, because of that, iron, cobalt, nickel and copper possesses almost the similar atomic radii. So, third option is the right option. The fourth one is fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, which are belonging to the same group. So, the radius increases from fluorine to iodine. So, it will not be the right option. So, what is the correct option here? Third option. Next, paragraph 3. The minimum amount of energy required to remove the most loosely bound electron, that is outermost shell electron, from an isolated neutral gaseous atom is called ionization potential. Ionization potential or ionization energy is measured in electron volts per atom or kilojoules per mole or kilocalories per mole. Some information is given. The question is, which of the following statements is not correct? We need to identify the wrong statement. Element with the highest ionization energy is helium. Helium is at the topmost right corner. It has completely filled orbitals and the electron cloud is very close to the nucleus. Because of that, removal of electron from helium is very difficult. So the first option is, or the first statement is right. In each period, the element with the least ionization energy belongs to group 1. This is also right. In each period, the element with the highest ionization energy is halogen. If we exclude inert gases, the element with the highest ionization energy will be the halogen. Let us see this later. In the second period, from beryllium to boron, ionization energy decreases. Actually, boron's ionization energy is more. In the second period, beryllium has more ionization energy than boron. Ionization energy should increase from beryllium to boron, but beryllium possesses higher ionization energy because of the completely filled orbital of beryllium. So this is also right. So the third statement will be considered as a wrong statement. That is, each period the element with the highest ionization energy is not halogen, it is the inert gas. Or noble gas is the element with the highest ionization energy in the period. Next, 34th question. Among the elements A, B, C and D having atomic numbers 9, 10, 11 and 12 respectively, the correct order of ionization energies is, with atomic number 9, electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p, 5. With 10, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6. With 11, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1. With atomic number 12, electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2. What is asked here? The correct order of ionization energies is, here the values are given in descending order. So we need to find the element with the highest ionization energy. The element with completely filled orbitals possesses highest ionization energy. So element with atomic number 10 possesses highest ionization energy. So the first one is B greater than. Second one is 2s2, 2p5, 3s1, 3s1, 3s2. So the removal of electron from 2p orbital is more difficult than the removal of electron from 3s orbital. So B greater than A, which is greater than. Among these two, removal of single electron is easy. So B A, next D greater than C. So second option is the right option. Next, the decreasing order of second ionization energies of potassium, calcium, barium is potassium, calcium, barium. Atomic number of potassium is 19. Electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, 4s1. Potassium is an alkali metal, and calcium and barium are alkaline earth metals. And calcium and barium belong to the same group. When we move from top to bottom, the ionization energy gradually decreases. That means barium has less ionization energy compared to calcium. Barium has less ionization energy compared to calcium. When potassium changes to potassium ion, this electron in the 4s will be removed. The electron in the 4s will be removed when potassium changes to potassium ion. If electron in 4s is removed, the electronic configuration of potassium ion will be 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, that is the inert gas configuration. So removal of second electron from K plus ion will be very difficult. Whereas in the case of calcium ion, when calcium changes to Ca plus, the electronic configuration, the distribution of electrons will be 2, 8, 8, 2, and in Ca2 plus it will be 2, 8, 8, 1. The removal of single electron is easy. In the same way, in the barium also, barium on losing electron changes to Ba plus, one electron changes to Ba plus. The electronic configuration of barium is, barium atom also has 2 electrons in the valence shell. NS2 configuration. In barium plus, NS1 configuration will be there, but the principal quantum number of barium is more than that of calcium. So the least ionization energy, least second ionization energy will be possessed by barium, next calcium, next potassium. Second ionization energy. But in the case of first ionization energy, potassium has the least ionization energy. But second ionization of potassium is very high. So the order is potassium greater than, calcium greater than, barium. That is, first option is the right option. Next, matching type questions. Column 1, column 2. 1 angstrom unit is equal to 10 square picometers. You know that 1 angstrom unit is equal to 10 to the power of minus 10 meters. 1 picometer is equal to 10 to the power of minus 12 meters. So we can write 1 angstrom unit is equal to 10 to the power of minus 12 into 10 square, that is 10 square picometers. So 1A is to be matched with 1. Covalent radius of carbon decreases with increase in the number of bonds. Carbon can form is either a single bond or a double bond or a triple bond with another carbon atom. If the number of bonds increases, the bond length decreases. As a result, atomic radius decreases. So, covalent radius of carbon decreases with increasing the number of bonds. So, B is to be matched with 2. The covalent radius of carbon in diamond is 1.54 angstrom units. So, C is to be matched with 3. Van der Waals radius is greater than crystal radius. Van der Waals radius is greater than both crystal radius and covalent radius. Usually crystal radius is less than the covalent radius, which is less than the van der Waals radius. So van der Waals radius is greater than both covalent radius as well as crystal radius. So the correct match is A1, B2, C3 and D4. Next question. Size of anion is proportional to, this is the proportionality symbol. Size of anion is proportional to dash. What are the options given? Increases, decreases, effective nuclear charge. If effective nuclear charge increases, size of anion will not increase, it will decrease. If an electron is added to a neutral atom, the interelectronic repulsions increase. As a result, the electrons cloud spread to more region. Because of that, the size of the anion increases. So, size of anion is proportional to electronic repulsion. Next, size of cation is inversely proportional to effective nuclear charge. Size of the cation decreases as the effective nuclear charge increases. So, B is to be matched with 3. Next, atomic radii in a period atomic radii decreases. Atomic radii in a group increases. So, here the correct options are A5, B3, C2 and D1 is the correct match. Next question. This is also a matching type question. Ionization energy is proportional to dash. Ionization energy increases when the nuclear charge increases. So A is to be matched with 4. When the nuclear charge increases, the attraction of nucleus on the outer electron increases. As a result, ionization energy increases. So there is a direct proportionality between ionization energy and nuclear charge. The units of ionization energies are expressed in electron volts per atom or kilocalories per mole. So B is to be matched with 2. Ionization energy decreases on moving down the group. When we move from top to bottom, as the size of the atom increases, ionization energy decreases. Ionization energy increases on moving left to right in a period in general. Okay. Ionization energy increases with stable electronic configuration also. That means D can be matched with 5 also. So what is the correct match here? A for B to C 3 D 1 and 5. D 1 5 is the correct match. Next, integer answer or fill in the blanks type questions. 1 angstrom unit is equal to 10 to the power of minus 10 meters. 10 to the power of minus 10 meters. Next, the ionic radius of cation is dash than that of neutral atom. The ionic radius of cation is lesser than the radius of neutral atom. Next, 41. The value of ionization energy of hydrogen atom is ionization energy of hydrogen atom. The energy of electron in hydrogen atom is minus 13.6 electron volts. If the same amount of energy in the opposite direction is given to the electron, that electron will be just knocked out. So the ionization energy of hydrogen atom is 13.6 electron volts. These are the answers of the questions given in this worksheet. Thank you.